Welcome everyone to the oil drop for September. I hope you enjoyed your Labor Day and we skipped doing it last week, but we are here this week to share with you the monthly specials. So as always, we're going to discuss the monthly promos. We're going to share convention tips and highlights because that's coming up next week, and then showcase how you can earn extra doTERRA dollars. So these other September promos, just at a glance, the Hinoki is not one that we typically have all the time. So this month, when you do your 125 PV, you will get Hinoki. And it is a great oil. I think I might have 2 bottles. I've used it a lot, but we've had it as a special before. And then pink pepper. Pink pepper is one of my favorite. It is great for prevention of breast cancer. A lot of women use it that know that it runs in their family. It's great for UTIs and all kinds of things, your skin. It is just a great oil. And then they have that new enrollment promo. And then Harvest Spice only comes out this time of year. So it's not as rare as Hinoki, but they don't sell it year round. So that one is there. It's still in stock. It usually is only started in September and runs out quickly. So they still have some, and I think they tried to make more so that everybody can get a few bottles. And then they still have that ready kit, but I'm not sure how many they have left. The last time I checked, I think it was 50 or 25% in stock that they had built of these. So it's a great little starter kit if you haven't got started with your own account or you know somebody that wants to get started, because there's such a variety of things in it that it's an easy way for them to grab things that they can use on the go, and it has that nice little bag. So, but if you're already a member, I like the kit myself. I brought it with us to Jamaica. So it is a great thing to grab. So do you want to tell them more about Hinoki?
Yeah, sure. Hinoki is a beautiful blend. I got my bottle. I've never smelled it directly, but it has this like really nice woody minty feel to me, which was really, really great. So I loved it. And here are some diffuser blends. Whenever we get a new oil, we're an advocate for don't let it sit, use it. So we want you to take advantage of these diffuser blends. So if you're watching this on replay, make sure you take a snapshot of this slide, and I'll mention just a few. Like the winter walk sounds amazing. I love the woodsy smell. So the 3 Siberian fir, 2 cypress, 2 hinoki, grounded. This is always something that I'm aiming to have in my day-to-day life. So 3 balanced, 2 hinoki, 1 wild orange, and of course hippie vibes. I was like, ooh, this sounds like it would be fun. 3 elevation, 2 hinoki, 1 patchouli, and then I'll mention one other one, sunny days. Right, we know that the height of the summer wave is coming to a close in just about another week or so. So if you're needing a little sunshine in your life, in your home, you can try a diffuser blend of 3 drops of clemente, 2 hinoki. I said clemente. 3 drops of clementine. 3
Just
drops of
fancy now.
clementine and 2 hinoki and 1 lemon. So we're excited to have you guys like take advantage of this, learn about it. This is the oil. Hinoki is the oil of natural harmony. It comes from a Japanese cypress tree, so it's very relaxing and slightly sedative in nature. Its properties impart a sense of calm and order in your life, similar to walking in a Japanese garden. And that's one of my favorite things to do when I go to gardens. And there's some beautiful ones here in the Atlanta area. This can be helpful at times if anyone is feeling like really stressed or overstimulated. Hinoki kind of helps soothe an individual when you're feeling hurried, constricted, rigid, or tense. So, other ways you can consider using it. Of course, you could always use it aromatically, which is with the diffusers. Topically, you might want to take 1 to 3 drops and add it to your temples here, the back of your neck, or along your spine. And then if you are looking kind of to have a little more lingering of a scent, you could make your DIY air freshener, and you just put you want to put some water, and maybe if you do a 4 ounce to start, just to make sure you like it before you make a larger batch, you can put it at 4 ounce. I would maybe do about 1 to 2 tablespoons of um what is this stuff called? I just lost it. Witch hazel. That's what I was thinking of. 1 to 2 tablespoons of witch hazel, add water, and then add several drops of the hinoki in to your liking. So remember, this is really about getting away from those negative emotions like disharmony, feeling hurried or tense. And the positive is that you want to feel calm, ordered, and relaxed. And as Stacy was starting to imply, the oil that is on sale this month, it's 10% off. It's a 5 ml bottle, is pink pepper. And pink pepper is the oil of intrinsic equality. So it focuses on a number of things related to feeling overinflated and how you, as an individual, can give grace and mercy to others. So it catalyzes what they call a stagnant heart space energy. So, meaning that you're feeling really um constricted, confined in any way in your heart and in your spirit. It helps you move towards the belief of goodness in yourself, right? So when we think about goodness in ourselves, we tend to think about those qualities that make us human, make us sensitive to the world. So being patient, being kind, and being loving. And when we can do that for ourselves, then we can easily extend that same grace to the people around us. And this oil is also helpful for allowing you to recognize the tendency to overinflate yourself at the expense of other people, right? So this is a powerful, beautiful oil, and we hope that you'll get it while supplies last. Here are some diffuser blends that you could consider. So you could do 3 drops of grapefruit, 3 drops of lime, 2 drops of pink pepper. You can do 3 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of pink pepper, 3 drops of lemongrass. I'm interested in trying this one because I don't use my green mandarin that much, but I do love the way that it smells. So 3 drops of green mandarin, 3 drops of Siberian fir, 2 drops of pink pepper. So again, if you're watching this on replay, make sure you grab a snapshot of this page so that you can use your pink pepper. Stacy, do you want to mention any other? You mentioned a few, like the breast, helping with face. Anything else you want to take yourself off of mute?
Sorry, I got up because I wanted to go grab the Hinoki. And then I realized this one is almost out. So good thing I saw that, could order another one. But the pink pepper, when it came out, there was a Mother's Day thing that had like star anise and stuff like that that we don't usually get, so that you could use it for perfumes. And the pink pepper really added a nice spicy hint to, like, say lavender or geranium or these, rose, these like really flowery florals and the citruses. So you see mostly on here, that's what it's mixed with because it blends so well for the diffusers. The other thing is that's the story of pink pepper. I was there in convention when they released it, and we met the two first women that were just like picking it and their story. And when she was talking about the emotional things that it does, it's really unusual, but these two ladies shared their stories. When we have a new oil, they usually bring in people that are harvesting it. And these two women had lost their husbands who were at work. They died in a work accident. And they both had, I think one had 4 kids, one had 5. And they really didn't know how they were going to support their kids after this. So they were braiding some plants and making ropes and selling them. And then after, the men that were selling them, like, workers and stuff, they told them they didn't want to buy it. They wanted to buy them and use them. And so they were kind of upset, defeated and things like that. And they were walking home one day and they had to take their kids out of school. And there was a man there that works for doTERRA. And he just happened to ask them, how their day was going. He felt like he wanted to try to cheer them up and got to know their story. And he said, "Do you think you could climb a tree and um, pick pink pepper?" And they said, Yeah, and they kinda wondered if this was a another joke or something, and he said, "I would love for you to be employees. We're just opening, where we're harvesting this for doTERRA, and it's a great company." And he's like, "Let me show you." So they walked with him, and, he showed them what the work would be, and they said yes, and he advanced them a week's pay and said, "Go put your kids back in school and go get groceries." And they just said that the benefits of them picking it, that they regain their self-confidence and their self-worth, and they put up the boundaries, like, they didn't think that they didn't know if this would be enough to support them at first, but they actually became managers. They got promoted, they did well, they got other women to come and other families too to work, but, they just had a remarkable story, and how it protects you and how it uplifts you and it gives you the confidence, and they offered them the promotion and were, like, unsure. And, they said, "Go back home and think about all the things that you did," and they gave them a bottle of pink pepper, and they said that they came back, like, they never really used the oil even though they were doing that, and they said, "This is what you're doing. This is what you're giving to the world," and so they were just like, yeah, we were the people that came, we could do this, you know? And so I just think that it's remarkable when you look at the properties that these women didn't even this wasn't published then. That research wasn't known till later, but how it really came out from their life. I just thought that that was an amazing story. But yes, we've used it, and it's kinda neat that it helps a lot of women with, women issues and stuff, but this is also a great one for, testosterone. That could be men or women that don't have enough. It causes different things emotionally, physically, and so pink pepper is also one that you can use in that regard as well. So, there's just another bonus story and some tips.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we always love hearing this, what they call the stories behind the bottles, because it's part of doTERRA's mission to do well by doing good. And when we can invest in the lives and the hearts and the families of other people, it makes such a huge difference. So we wanted to just remind you that there's still some limited quantities left of the ready kit. So the idea here is that you can be ready for anything. So yes, the summer is over, but it doesn't mean our outdoor activities or our lives stop, right? So this is a great way to kind of keep at bay things that you would typically experience when you're out having a great time. So those insects, especially those pesky mosquitoes, any skin irritations that you might experience, having a protection against the sun, and being able to keep surfaces clean, including your hands, and then just to be able to refresh yourself. So there's a roller of lavender, and then there's also peppermint beads in there. So something you can pop in your mouth when you're out hanging out for long periods of time. And it comes in this beautiful waterproof bag. So we encourage you to get this. As Stacie said, it's a really great option for someone that wants to experience a variety of doTERRA products all at once. And I have to say, the correct Dex has become my best friend because I've got a little one. He's 7. He's highly active, and he'll come home and be like, "Mommy, I have a boo boo," and I'm like, "How did you do this?" He's like, "I don't know," but I can take my correct Dex, put it on him, and within a couple days, things are much improved and better, and he likes using it. So I encourage you to have that, and it's really great too that they put the deep blue pouches in here, because if you need recovery after a workout, or you happen to feel a little bit of soreness in your back or your knees or wherever, on top of the fact that it just smells amazing, right? Just inhaling it just makes your body relax and calm. So it comes in these little sachets that you can, carry with you and take with you. So it's a great set of products to help you just be ready for anything, especially when you're on the go. And then we were talking about, Harvest Spice, and this is our gathering blend, right? So the idea here is that we want to create that experience of the warmth of a home, right? We're going into the holidays, the ones that we really love through the year. It's all about togetherness, having that joy of belonging. It just fills your house with this incredible cinnamony, sort of uplifting smell, and it's really just great. And you can put drops of it in a potpourri bowl. If you have like unscented potpourri, you can scent it yourself. You can make a DIY spray bottle or you could just diffuse it. It's a beautiful, beautiful smell. So if you haven't had it, get you some. Everyone says get you some. And when folks come to your home, if you've got one of those small bubble diffusers, you can put it on there. And every time they come in the house, it'll a little bit. There you go. And it will just make your home smell amazing. So don't forget your harvest spice. And this is just a reminder for those of you that have been using the enrollment promotion. So if you enrolled in August with 100 PV or more, you can place your loyalty rewards order in September. Do it for the 125 so you get your bottle of Hinoki. You've got a few more days to make that happen. But you place that 100 and then you get 100 product points in October. This is such a great promotion. It's an awesome way to keep you motivated, give you a chance to explore other products that you might have on your wish list that should now be in your doTERRA accounts. Um, so this is really important, and we wanted to remind you that this is a great way to take advantage of some new products that you can get just for being healthy, staying committed to your wellness. Anything else to add on this, Stacy, before we go?
No.
All right. So I wanted to just, spend some time talking about convention. It is coming up next week, starting on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And there's still room to participate. I know that there might be limited tickets for in person, but certainly there's options for virtual. That's what I'm doing this year. But just figured we could talk a little bit about like what our favorite memories were from last year, what we're looking forward to this year, and just share with our audience why we think it's important. Um, I'll say my favorite memory last year. I have 3. One is our team dinner. We had so much fun just hanging out and meeting everyone. So the opportunity to connect with the people that, what we might be on Zoom with on different occasions throughout the year, and then folks that I've communicated with but hadn't met them in person ever, like haven't even seen them on screen. So it was really nice to do that, but also folks that I'd gone through leadership training with hadn't seen in like 7 or 8 months at that point. So it was nice to be able to reconnect with them. So it's just a beautiful feeling to walk through the convention halls and the marketplace and all that and just run into people and know that you have an instant connection because of the love that we have for doTERRA and the oils. So that's one of my favorites. The other is going to the Dan and Shay concert. So I had never heard of Dan and Shay. And so, I went to just, have a new experience. And I fell in love with them, right? But it's also just this great energy to be in the room with the same people, several thousand people that are passionate about the vision that we all have for helping people just be well, knowing that they have the option to be in control of their personal health and wellness. And that concert was so amazing. So sometimes I'm playing music here in the house, and my husband's like, "Who is that?" I was like, "That's Dan and Shay." So I am a huge Dan and Shay fan completely. Now, as a result of being in convention. So one of the other things I think is really cool is that you can have a new experience that you weren't expecting, right? The third thing I'll say in terms of favorite memory is just hearing all about all the people who seeing some of the folks who harvest our product. And as Stacy shared the story about the women around the pink pepper, we got to hear stories from several different regions. And that's just so impressive to me, right? And just to think about all the incredible work that we do through the foundation and seeing the progress that we're able to help fortify for communities all over the world. So I would say there was tons of other amazing things that we did, of course, but that was certainly like 3 of my favorite memories. What about you, Stacey?
Well, I'll say it is always when they release a new oil, it's exciting. But like she said, I like to hear the true story of what's going on in that country, how it changed their lives, and what we're doing there to help them. Because they always say it's like an impact on both sides, but you don't really get to hear that except for there. And then after, they'll have little booklets about it, but it's not the same as hearing the people in their own voice. Like sometimes they'll have such a thick accent. I'm like, wait, what? They have to pay more attention. But I love that because I just love cultures. I love, other people. And then you get to see that we actually are helping in the small way that we can, like using it just for ourselves and our families. We're impacting those families and we're making a difference. And then, so I always look forward to that. Like they'll release the new oils, they'll tell you how it works. But then when they get to the next part where they bring those people in, I'm like, hey, tell me more. So I love that. But I liked, yeah, it's just totally different watching it on TV and then experiencing the culture because some of these people, like Michelle and I, we're in the same area, so we can see each other. We get together every so often. But some of them, I only like we chat every week or we text during the days, but I only get to see them once a year, basically. So it becomes like a different family and then even ones that we don't really see on Zoom calls or stuff, but we've gotten to know. Some of them are leaders that we've just shared things over the years. And this year we're going to do a luncheon with the person that's above Debbie, Casey, and she and I have just connected different times with our kids and experiences that our kids were struggling with. And it's neat because when we see her, we get to see even her other teams. And we used to do it at our house when she lived in Park City, but she moved to Arizona last year. So we didn't do that. But I met other people on her team that I connected with, and like I never see them. So it's just neat to see different other people that they're walking either a similar journey or they give you ideas for your business or for helping someone that's struggling. You just always get these tips. So those connections are like a great thing. But last year, it was when we got our Meta Power, and they've had great products with gut health, but this was kind of revolutionary. They don't always have such a big um, all the oils are important, but some of them are really heavy hitters, and they hadn't had something like that since Adaptive, which had been years before. And so it was really, I mean, we got bombarded with a lot of education, but it wasn't just one thing, it was three new things. And some of these were areas that I had been looking for an answer and not happy with what was on the market, like the collagen. And then I saw when we got to use it, how it really did impact my mental health and impacted my energy, um, things like that, that I was looking to recover. And I remember one of my favorite memories was we were sitting, and they always give you like this special package. You can't open it till a certain time, and so we were sitting there, and Deshelle had bought the shaker bottle, and I took a video of her, and she was like, shaking it and everything and drinking it. I don't know, it was just fun. Like, it's just us private moments of the excitement of something that we didn't know how impactful it would be, but we knew it was something exciting. And then the the MetaPower Assist, um, with people that struggle with insulin, that was like another big bonus that I knew I could bring to some other people and see how it would impact them. And there's still some that still have not tried it yet, but I want them to because I know that's a struggle for them. But it's nice to see those that it has helped that actually were really grateful that they've been smooth sailing ever since. So, it's just it's exciting to see where their research is going. And we know this year it'll be something on the microbiome to take it a step further. We're just we don't know what it is yet. But so it's just that's why it's important to me to go is to learn from doctors and all the researchers and all the things that they put behind it because often you would think like the sun care that's in that little ready bag. We used it in Jamaica this past week. It's one of my favorite things. But um, that was like we were asking and asking and asking for that since pretty much when I started, right? But they couldn't get certain ingredients or couldn't get certain qualities, or it took them like 5 or 6 or 7 years to really come up with a formula that they believed in, and not only just one, but after sun care and different options. So you really don't always realize how much effort goes into this and how much research teams they work with until you go and you learn it there. Because after they give you tidbits and things to share, but at convention you see all the work and you get to hear from all the different doctors and the different researchers and you're like, "Whoa, that was a bigger team than I thought." So, it's just those things that you get, in person, and then this year we're having Andy Grammer, and I don't know if you know his music. He's got a few top chart hits, but he came a couple years ago and he performed then. But his music is just so encouraging, and it goes along with, doTERRA uses it sometimes. But his, I don't remember who it is, but two people in the band, their wives are actually builders. And so the last time they came, they had hit like gold. And so they were like, we have to be here. And then they were like, we literally stayed too long. We have to run and catch our flight. We don't even know if we're going to make it because they performed twice. That was when they had two different tracks. And it was just fun that they came and they celebrated and he poked fun at other performers. He was like, "Yeah, last year Hugh Jackman called it not a diffuser. I know the right term because we actually use this stuff in our house." And he was just making fun, but he was like, "We are a user. I can't live without Deep Blue. I can't live without Adaptive." He was just saying all these things. And it's just nice to see that, when somebody's there and they actually are of the product and they actually build the business as well, even though they're, in the music world. So it's just neat to see what they provide and fun, not just learning and
Mhm.
stuff like that. They make it fun for us, and it's fun to see how the parties or the street party or things like that will be. So I'm looking forward to it. It's just a fun filled, packed 3 days.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think one of the other great things is that you have a chance to experience the universe of all the other vendors that intersect with our business, provide different tools and resources for sampling or teaching classes or helping you understand, brain health and how to use the oils, etc. So there's all of those things that you will miss if you're doing a virtual experience like I am this year. But I'm certainly appreciative that there is an option to still sit and hear all the product reveals. And you know what? The kit last year was pretty amazing. So I'm looking forward to what's going to be in the kit this year. So if you have an opportunity, if you're in an area where you're connected to a doTERRA advocate or you're a builder, reach out to the team, see if someone is going to offer virtual if you're not able to travel. If you're local to the Utah area or in the surrounding states and can get to convention, if there's still an opportunity to do that, we encourage you to do that. And certainly know that there will be an after convention tour at some point, probably in Q1 of 2024, and you'll get a little snippet. And for those of us that go, we get a recap, um, a reinforcement of the things that they've shared. So this isn't the only opportunity to get that important information, but it's valuable to sort of tap into the experience that will work for you and your family.
And if you
Um,
have someone that purchased a virtual ticket, they'll do some people will gather together and it makes it more fun because then you're not just alone. And sometimes you might miss something. If you do have the virtual ticket, you will be able to watch it for a length of weeks after. So you can take your own notes and stuff like that if you get the full one. If you get the customer one, the smaller one, I think that's $35. You just get the main thing on the new products. The extended one goes into the learning, and you hear from the people in the region that the new products are from and everything like that. So, and I think you might even watch the gala. I'm not sure, but anyway, if you're with someone, if you have a friend in the area, even ask, like, we could watch it together. And then, you could have snacks, you could do whatever, you make your own little party. But a lot of people do that. And I even have a friend who's local and she gets her whole team and they've even rented Airbnbs just for that weekend. And they went on the Thursday or Wednesday night and then they did Thursday, Friday, and they left on Saturday. And they just said it was special because they're all there, they're all learning and they're focused more than just, and they had a little sofa area for some of them were new moms and they were like, that's the mom zone because in convention they have that. And they gave them a big the big, what do you call it, master bedroom that they could watch with the TV and nurse their babies or take care of them and stuff like that, and everybody else was in the living room and stuff like that. So you can make it fun and a special experience just that way as well, even if you can't fly, you know? So think about that too and get together with your friends. It'll make it a better experience.
Yeah. So we've said this before, and this is a new um, strategy that doTERRA has implemented as a means to allow the folks who just love the product to have an additional opportunity to earn doTERRA dollars. So it's our refer a friend program, and it simply just means, you love it and you want to get rewarded for telling others about it. So you have a personalized link, and you can share that with your family and friends. They will get their membership waived for free for the first year if they use your link to purchase. And when your family and friends create an account, you receive 20% of their first purchase in doTERRA dollars, which you can spend on doTERRA.com. And if I'm not mistaken, Stacie, this is different than having product points, right? Because you can use it for you can apply it towards anything that you want, if it's shipping, etc. But it's just a great way to honor those of us who are passionate about it, but maybe building a business is not what you want to do. However, you love Hinoki and you want to share that experience with those you love, or any other of our core products like lemon or wild orange or the harvest spice. So this is a great way. So don't forget, if you're already connected, you have a personalized link. You can find it when you go under your profile when you log in. And if you're not a member yet, once you get enrolled with your wellness advocate, then you will have a personalized link. And that's the best referrals and recommendations from someone that they trust is the best way to help others get on the health and wellness journey if they're not already committed, or and as we say, stack up and strengthen what they've already been doing. So we just want to remind you about that. We do still have continuing education going on. We may not be talking about supplements still. I'm sure Debbie will consider doing an after convention party sometime either in late September, early October. But we're also going to start going back to some of the other core subjects that we have talked about in the past, and help just start another cycle of training and education for those of you that are in our wellness community. And of course, we wanted to make sure you have a QR code so you can check out what your options are remaining for convention. And this is how you can stay in touch with us. So we're all on Instagram. We love helping, and our job, no matter where you are in your process, is to meet you where you are, help you customize some actions, and help you get started. So we are just a phone call, DM away, and we're here to help. So reach out with all of your questions, and we would love to support you. And just a reminder that we do this every single month, and we would love to have you all with us live. So the next one will be October 7th at 10 a.m. Eastern. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being part of the Oil Drop every single month. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and be well.